Yo, what up, everyone? I'm Nick. Welcome to the Rising Sun Son. I decided I wanted to do an English YouTube channel. I actually tweeted it on Twitter. I said, does anybody want to see it? And it got like 300 likes in the first day. That's not that much. I'm bragging, but whatever. Yeah, so it seemed like people wanted to see it. Some of you may know me. Some of you may not know me. I'll introduce myself after, but basically I want to make this channel about navigating in Japan and like the super deep topics. I know there's guys, like, what's his name? Is it Chris Broad? Which is amazing. He's good at technology and drones in the sky. There'll be none of that. I don't know how to edit. I hate technology. I think it sucks. So it's going to be super just like, me and the camera. If anybody wants to do thumbnails and editing, you can hit me up on Twitter or Insta, and we can like make a deal. We can maybe do half and half or something like that. You might make some money. Anyway, so yeah, I'm 36 years old. I've been in Japan for 15 years or more. I was born in Oakland, California, and I started getting in Japan when I was 6. The first thing I liked were Japanese rock gardens, which is really weird for a 6-year-old to like, but that was like the first thing I liked about Japan. You could buy these like mini rock gardens, and I would like make patterns and shit like that. And then there was a thing called the Sci-Fi Channel. I don't know if they have that in America anymore. I don't live in America, so I don't know. But they had a thing called Saturday Morning Anime, I think. This is like in the early 90s. And they, had, shows like, or anime like Akira, Galaxy Express, Demon City Shinjuku, all these like pretty bloody anime. So I'm like 7 or 8, and I'm watching these like bloods, not Bloods and Crips, but blood and boobs and sex and bad words, seeing this on anime because I was used to American cartoons, which I should say, actually, Ninja Turtles was my first introduction to Japan. My generation, Ninja Turtles is, the intro to Japan for everybody. But, okay, so American cartoons, you can't say shit, you can't, like, see boobs. And then I see this stuff on, the anime channel, I'm like, damn, Japan's awesome. And then in middle school, I started writing essays about Japan. I started getting into Kurosawa Akira, Yojimbo, Shichinin no Samurai, stuff like that. So I'm totally into Japan. And then in high school, I had a math teacher who I thought was really cute, and she was actually Japanese from Osaka. And she taught me some Japanese, brought me to Japan, and then by college, I didn't want to go to college, but when I had to go to college, because my mom said you have to go to college, Japanese studies, culture right away, history right away. That's what I studied. Studied abroad in Japan 1 year. Came back after I graduated, and that's when things got kind of deep. So one of the main things about this channel that I think is different about many other YouTubers, I'm really good friends with Matt vs. Japan. His Japanese is better than mine, although I am fluent. And I don't know, maybe even Dogen. Dogen's really good too. But I did this thing where I'm a narcissist. I'm the first to admit that. And I thought it would be really easy for me to be famous in Japan. And I needed a visa after I graduated university. So I went into something called Owarai Yosejo, which is like a comedy boot camp to become a comedian in Japan. I don't want to get into all the details of becoming a comedian in Japan, but it's really hardcore. Like, I'd say the most Japanese professions, and this is a weird thing for me to say, is the mafia in Japan, Yakuza, and then Japanese comedians. And they're super closely tied, as you guys see, because many Japanese comedians have gotten arrested and kicked out of the entertainment industry for having ties with the mafia. So I joined a comedy boot camp, which is insane. I'll talk about it on another video. But I basically spent, 5 years, 6 years of my life not hanging out with any foreigners, just Japanese guys who were comedians. I made friends with really famous comedians. I got on TV. This is about 2013. I was on a bunch of famous Japanese TV shows, and for really, the way I got on TV was really bad. I should first say I became a Japanese comedian. I do manzai, which is like Japanese stand-up comedy. I still do it to this day. I'm in one of the biggest companies in Japan, called Sun Music. Super, you guys can look it up. I mean, the biggest company is obviously Yoshimoto, but went on tons of huge Japanese TV shows. As I said, I sucked at comedy. I don't know how I got on. I shouldn't have been on. It actually basically was a horrible experience. There were some good things came out of it. I can only blame myself. I'll get into it later, but Japanese TV sucks. At least the way I got on Japanese TV. And I was on for about 6 months. I still do YouTube here. I got a kind of big YouTube channel. I do a really big YouTube channel with a Japanese guy. I'm kind of big on Twitter, and I'd say I'm like A, B, C, D, E, F, G class celebrity. So if I go out to like Shibuya or Shinjuku or somewhere in Japan, at least twice a day, somebody will come up and be like, Nick, can I get a picture? It's usually a guy in his early 20s. Usually. Girls never say what's up. But yeah, so I've been doing entertainment in Japan. I do comedy, I do YouTube. I'm kind of a teacher, not really, but it's a really big company. I do these shows for them. It's kind of like an educational streaming show. I can explain that in detail later. But yeah, I've been here a long time. And I'd like to think I know a lot about Japan more than many foreigners here who do YouTube, just because I basically cut myself off and got into this really niche industry. I've had American friends here. People think I'm kind of like, I'm almost Japanese in some ways. I'm not at all. Like, I like to keep my American side because you can, we'll talk about this later. You know, if you want to dominate in Japan, it's really important to not play by the Japanese rules if you're a foreigner. If you become Japanese, you'll get treated like a Japanese, and then you got to start from the bottom up. Whereas if you stay, you know, you keep your foreign side, you can kind of take advantage of some things. But I get messages from guys all the time. They want to know how to learn Japanese, how to get chicks, you know, how to make money in Japan. What should I do? So I'm going to make this channel all about that. If you're interested, subscribe. I'm not going to continue this channel if I don't have 1,000 subscribers in, like, say, 3 months. All right. Okay. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment if you want me to talk about certain themes, because I'll talk about anything. Is it an open book? My sleeves are open. My heart's, I don't know. I don't even remember these English terms. But anyway, please subscribe. Check it out. Peace.